sorry I'm a few minutes late and like super duper glistening right now. Okay, so let's get situated. Today is gonna be fun, really chill, really relaxing. We're doing makeup today. I'm doing a makeup look. So let me turn on the music. Okay, let's see. So, hope y'all can still hear the music okay. Maybe I'll turn it down just a little bit more. I don't feel like screaming. I'm not one of those loud Nigerians. I'm just kidding. I kind of am. Okay, so today's going to be a makeup look inspired by the artwork that was the star of Heart Behind the Art this week. So if you missed that, it's live on the channel. You can check it out. But honestly, this glistening is annoying me. So let's just calm that down a little bit with a little bit of primer before I do the beginning ritual and everything that we like to do. I feel like the word ritual creeps people out, but I think I like to make everything sacred. So I prefer the word ritual over routine. But as you can see, I decided to wear an orange fit today. I have this orange jumpsuit. Actually, I'll show y'all the full suit. Let's see, let me move my chair. But this is the look, because I wanted to do a look inspired by this. So yeah, I feel like this orange is very vivacious. It's very vivacious. But okay, now I'm not as oily, so I can look at myself without being like, what is happening right now? But yeah, this is no makeup yet. We're definitely starting with a clean face before we do the look. But no one has joined just yet. So yeah, we're going to get started. Light up some incense, of course. You know how we be doing. Y'all know how I like to do. And then we're also going to read the declaration from God Fashions. You know, I like to start everything out. I don't have my singing bowl with me today. It's out the frame, and I'm not about to get up and go and get it. I feel like that's bad live etiquette, apparently. So it's okay, we'll just make do with the incense for today. And we're going to set an intention. But I want the intention to kind of go along with what we're going to read from today's daily divine declarations. Okay, so let's see. The one I wrote today was called Divine Validation. So, but before we start that and then get into the makeup look for today, I'm gonna light some incense and play some calmer music as well. I mean, that's the vibe, don't get me wrong, but I need something a little bit calmer. So yeah, I hope y'all are having a great month thus far. October just started, so it's still an opportunity for just new beginnings. So I'm gonna just clear out all negativity. I pray that this live can be a high vibrational live today. I pray that God will speak through me. I pray that God's presence will abound in today's live. I pray that we will just all, live in God's promises for our lives. So just, lighting some incense, setting the declaration, or setting the intention, I should say, for today's live. I always want God's presence to be where I'm at. And I feel like it's very important, especially because social media can be used as a tool to spread hate and negativity. And I want my space to be a safe space. I want it to be a space where people come and they feel healed, they feel, they feel happy, they feel elevated. So let's get started for today. Of course, like I said, I always like to start off with some divine declarations. Welcome to those of y'all who just joined. We're just getting started. My routine is I always like to start with a daily declaration from this book called Godfessions, just to set the tone for every live so that it can be a space of positivity. Okay, so once again, let me turn down this music just a little bit. Okay, so today's declaration is titled Divine Validation from the book Godfessions. I read this over my life today. Hi Jacob, thanks for joining in. So we're about to do a daily declaration to set the vibe for today before we get into the makeup look. If you're interested in that, I hope you stick around. So today's declaration is about divine validation. As we go into this new month, I'm going to speak, or we're already in a new month, but as we, ease our way into this new month of October, I just pray this over my life and over all of our lives. Today I speak over my life and over my household that God will turn his ears to our cry. He will neither deny nor forsake me in the day of trouble. So as I declare this over my life, you can agree and, take it over yours as well. I am helped by God in every one of life's situations and circumstances. My plea for mercy will not go unheeded. God is with me through the fire and through the flood. I am not alone. God is involved in my life. My battle is the Lord's. I hold my peace and God fights for me. God hears my supplication and my prayers are answered. I come to the God of all the universe and I will not return empty. All my requests are granted and I have responses to all my calls in prayer. God answers me according to the faithfulness of his name. I am strengthened, hope is renewed, I can see tomorrow, and grace is restored. The power of the Lord is available to assist me. I plug into God's goodness. I find grace to help in the time of need. God is my keeper. I am a watered garden. I bring out my fruit in season. My roots are strong in the ground, and I have life. My rod buds, I am eternally assisted. I am empowered by the Spirit of the living God. I am refreshed by the dew of heaven. I have light. I shine brightly in the darkness. My light endures always. The glory of the Lord is risen upon me. I take my rightful place in the scheme of God's plan, and my purpose is revealed. My destiny is attained. Glory is made manifest in my life. Greatness is attracted in my life. Mercy is shown in my life. Kindness is embraced in my life. Amen. I enter into my season of divine validation. I am encouraged by God's faithfulness. Everything works for me. Nothing is against me. In Jesus' mighty name I pray, I believe, and I say amen. Ashe. So there are select Bible verses that go along with the. I usually don't read those because there's quite a few of them, but there's there's 3 that I want to share before we get started, because today we're doing a makeup look inspired by my painting behind me, Harvesters of Love and Light. And the whole message of that painting is that we are conduits of divine love, divine grace. God's power moves through us and we're able to spread that out, and we're able to be vessels through which God's love and light can flow. So as I, do a makeup look, I also want us to be aware of the meaning behind the painting, and keep the vibrations high, no negativity in this live. Okay, we're gonna have a really great conversation today. And so the 3 Bible verses I want to share, well, I'm gonna read the selected affirmation, so it also highlights an affirmation. If you've been feeling down, quick plug, this is not sponsored or anything, but if you've been feeling down, if you've been battling depression, exhaustion, just from maybe the state of your life or the state of the world, this book can really help. It's called Godfessions, Daily Confessions of God's Word and Promises over your life. And Mahatma Gandhi, so hi Jacob. No, this is daily declarations inspired by Bible verses. So it's kind of like just daily meditations and declarations you can do over your life to remind you that God's promises abound and are true in your life. So yeah, so it's not the Bible, but it is like, I like to do affirmations, but I think for me, it helps when my affirmations are rooted in my faith. So I prefer like to be able to affirm things over my life that are also true in the Bible. So the selected affirmation from today's declaration of divine validation in our lives is, I am not alone. God is involved in my life. The power of the Lord is available to assist me. So I think, you know, we've all heard about the loneliness epidemic that is happening. And even me, I know I seem like happy-go-lucky and all that stuff, but like I've had my bouts of just despair and melancholy. But you know, as an artist, I put it into my paintings, I put it into my writing, and like I'm able to alchemize it. But I know not everybody feels like they have something to pour those emotions into. So I hope that this can be like some solace for you. Okay, so the first verse is Isaiah 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. I love it. Like, you know, this painting is called Harvesters of Love and Light. That's what's inspiring the makeup look today. And I just feel like we should all be cognizant of the fact that God's light exists in us. So the second verse is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Hi, Jacob. Hi. You said, okay, excuse me, sorry for cutting your speech, but I need to go practice football. That's okay. Well, when you come back, if you come back, let me know what position you play. Are you playing like American football or what everybody else calls football? Because I like soccer. PSG for the win, okay? But if it's American football, I don't really know too much about that. But good luck at practice. Thanks for tuning in, Jacob. I hope to see you again. Be sure to subscribe. Okay, so the last verse is Isaiah 40, verse 5, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. Okay, so bye, Jacob. So I love that verse as well, because the glory of God is always going to be revealed. God created the earth, God created the moons, the stars, all of us. So yeah, like we're harvesters of love and light, and that's just the facts. Okay, so I'm glad that we were able to begin today's live with that positivity, a bit of ministry. You know, I love it. I'm not saying like I'm like one of those like Christian YouTubers per se, but I think spirituality and my faith does inspire a lot of what I do. Like I wouldn't be able to create artwork, be able to like have inspiration to write books and stuff if not for God. So I do think that if I am going to be, you know, attempting to build some type of platform, a brand, I would like it to be rooted in my faith. Okay, so let me just move this here. Okay, alrighty, so let's get started on today's video. I don't want to knock this over. Let me push my chair back just a little bit. Okay, so today's video, we're doing makeup inspired by Harvesters of Love and Light. So I'm gonna like get started, and I put on a lot of this primer first before I begin my makeup, because I don't know about y'all, but I tend to get a little bit oily sometimes, and I live in a warm climate. I live in Georgia, so yeah, today's gonna be fun. But also, I love this primer because it really does like give the illusion of a very, very smooth look. Okay, so I'm gonna just put that everywhere that I tend to get oily, basically all over my face. And this just reduces some of the shine. So I'm gonna let you guys know what products I use, and Today's look, I'm deciding that, okay, I already put on an orange jumpsuit because I was like, I want that to be like the grounding of the look. But the makeup, I'm definitely thinking I'll do like blue eyeshadow because I feel like that's the only place I can really incorporate blue into my makeup look. And then I'm brown, so that is fine. Hi, if you just joined, we're doing a makeup look inspired by my painting. Okay, so the blue is gonna be for the eyes, and then I think I have some nice blushes that are like red, hot pink, kind of. So I'll do that on my cheeks, and then I actually have some really cool products, I'm not gonna lie, like from NARS that I'm gonna use for the cheeks. So we'll do like a sunset look on the cheeks, and then I think for the lips, I'll probably do, we'll come back to the lips, I think. Okay, so we already used primer. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about all the products that I use, just in case you wanna try this at home. Thank you so much. Okay, so checking into the chat. Sunday School Dropout says, nice portrait. I appreciate that. So yeah, stick around because I'm gonna be doing a look inspired by my artwork. I'll be doing this every Thursday at 3 p.m. So next week it'll be a different artwork from my art gallery. But let's get started. Okay. So I have like my whole makeup drawer right here, and I'm just like, let's see. So I like to begin with concealer from Lancome. I am a Lancome gal, okay? I'm also not someone who believes in hoarding makeup. Like, you will see some of the stuff that I'm using today, it's like almost finished because I like to use everything until it is done. Until like I need it to be finished, and then I'll go and buy some more. Like, I think that's just how I was raised. Like, don't be wasteful, don't be gluttonous. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's just my vibe. Okay, so let me bring out the complexion products. How are y'all doing today? Let me know like where you're tuning in from. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so hence why I can wear a halter jumpsuit in the middle of what is supposed to be the beginning of fall, but it's not giving that outside. It's actually quite hot. Like, I have the fan running right now. Like, it's a little bit hot. Okay, so I have my concealers out, and then I'm gonna bring out my little, what's it called, triangle to apply my concealer. Okay, so I stopped wearing foundation a bit ago. I like try to just use concealer, so I don't have any makeup on. This is Dominic said, who is behind you? This is my artwork. So this is the piece that is inspiring the look today. I'm gonna use this color composition on my face, and that's why I have, you know, orange and red and all that stuff. Okay. I'm going to put on some concealer under my eyes. This is the Lancome Ultra Wear. All right, Dominic, you're trolling, so I'm going to rebuke thee. I'm going to rebuke you. We already prayed over this live, and anyone who wants to bring negativity into the live, it will go back to you tenfold. So for the sake of yourself, I'd encourage you, if you have intentions of bringing negativity into this live, to go away. All right, so Dominic, you can go. Jesus is always with me. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna just ignore the troll in the live because it comes to territory. But I'm gonna just like blend out this concealer. Let me put my hair behind my ear. And I stopped using a beauty blender because I don't know, I feel like it would take off more product and like not actually blend it onto my face. And I feel like when I blend out concealer, it's less heavy than when I try to use foundation. Although, okay, my favorite foundation that I've ever used before got discontinued. It was by Too Faced. It was from their Peach Perfect line, and I just feel like it's so annoying. Let me know if you're into makeup and you've ever had a favorite product and they just are like, yeah, we're not gonna make this anymore, and then you have to just now find something else. Okay, so that was the first layer of concealer. I find that when I like work in layers, it's a little bit better. Okay. Oh, you like the music? Yeah, sure, I can turn it up. I just am like always worried that y'all can't hear me if I turn the music too high. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna blend this out and then I'm gonna turn it up. Sunday School Dropout has requested for the jams to be louder, so I will oblige. But just 1 second. Let me just like blend this out. I'm in front of my mirror, so if you see me looking this way, I'm looking in the mirror as well. Okay, let me turn up the music. Alrighty. I feel like today is just gonna be a relaxing vibe. Yesterday was there was a lot of movement because yesterday I did a lookbook showing y'all how to style some selections from my fashion line. Okay, so just kind of blend it out, but you can always blend more. My thought process is when it comes to makeup, you can never blend enough. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more in some areas. I feel like if someone were to screenshot this right now, I would look crazy. Don't do it. Don't screenshot me. But okay, so I actually love makeup. I think it's because I'm a former pageant gal. But if you just tuned in, welcome. I'm doing a makeup look inspired by my painting behind me. So right now I'm just working on the base of my face using some concealers from Lancome. I think these are like very easy to use, especially if you don't like super heavy makeup. I think working with concealer can just be like a great way to make sure you have a nice even base without it being too cakey. So I'm just like blending. I don't use a beauty blender anymore because, like I said earlier, I just feel like it takes off more of the product and the little triangles just kind of like give you a satin finish. But if you just tuned in, let me know where you're tuning in from. I am here in Atlanta, Georgia, where it is sunny, hot, not really giving fall vibes just yet. But my birthday's coming up, so I'm excited. I do love fall. I think my favorite season is definitely autumn. Okay, now I'm just adding a lighter color to... I feel like every time I try to film myself doing makeup, I'm like, wow, this looks so funny. But it comes together, y'all. I promise. It always comes together. I actually met one of my favorite makeup YouTubers a couple of weeks ago at Africon, this conference in Atlanta. I don't know if y'all know her. Her name is Decay EyeLiner Asamoah. She just got married, so you probably know her as Decay EyeLiner, but she was so nice. But she literally is the person that taught me how to do makeup. Like, I would watch her videos all the time in college. When was I in college? Like 2014, 2015, because I wasn't allowed to wear makeup in high school. So once I got to college, I was like, yeah, it's time. Blend this out. Okay. So I want to say that's mostly blended out. And then I'm gonna use this Evian water and just like kind of set everything in before I go in with powder to like lock it in, and then I'm gonna work on my eyebrows. I think this is almost done though. Let's see. Yeah, it's almost done. But I got some stuff out of it, so yeah, I might have to recycle that after today's look and go get some more. Like I told y'all, I use everything until it is finished. So if you just joined in, I'm doing a makeup look inspired by my painting behind me. And I'm just going in now. Actually, I don't even think I can do this on camera. I might have to do this in my mirror. Also, I'm gonna turn on my lights a little bit. Okay, much better. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing this, looking into my mirror, and then, yeah, because it was looking a little bit crazy. So when I start doing my eyebrows, it does look a lot darker than it will look at the end, but by the time I put on powder and all that stuff, it's not as harsh, I promise. So Goose on the Loose says, wow, wow, wee, wow, holy. Y'all are so funny. Okay, so this is Glossier. I used their Brow Flick pen because my eyebrows were microbladed, but they're a little faded now, like as you can see. So I feel like it's important to go in. But anyways, if you just joined in, I'm doing a makeup look inspired by my painting behind me. So of course I have orange and red on, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put the blue on the eyes and do a little sunset look on my cheeks. So stick around so you can see what the finished look is gonna look like. But let me know where you're tuning in from. Right now I'm just working on my eyebrows, but I'm like trying to balance making sure y'all can see what I'm doing on camera and making sure it looks okay. I'm looking in my mirror right now, so 1 second. Because the eyebrows, if the eyebrows look jacked up, it can really ruin the whole look. So I need to get like a handheld mirror. And like I said, it starts off looking a lot darker than it will at the end of the look. So don't be alarmed, I promise. I promise. It will all come together. I have a cowlick. Jeez. Alright. Also, I feel like every time I do my eyebrows, I like one eyebrow more than the other. So it's just always some course correcting. But you know how there's all those conversations about 2016, I was in college, and that's when I like really learned how to do my makeup. So I think I'll always have a little bit of that 2016 makeup vibe. Okay, so eyebrows are done. Let's do a quick check-in. Let's do a quick check-in on what I have used thus far. If you're just tuning in, hi, welcome. I'm doing a makeup look inspired by my artwork behind me. So thus far, I have used these Lancome concealers. Gosh, there's so many of them. Okay. Thus far, I've used the concealers. I haven't put any powder yet, so that's why it's looking a little bit oily. But I'm the shade 550. So I'd say 550 and 520 in their concealers are like my shade, and then I like highlight under my eyes with 470. Okay, so we're done with the base for now, and now I'm gonna just go into my handy dandy makeup drawer, and then I'm going to set with some powder. Hi Jacob, welcome back. I don't know if you're into makeup, but that's what we're doing today. So now I'm gonna just set under my eyes with some pressed powder. See how all that oil is now gone? We love to see it. We love to see it. I do not like to be oily. And I like to set everything before I go in with like a contour. So I'm going to show you guys how I go about doing that so I don't look ashy. I use these bronzers from NARS. So let me show you guys the pressed powder that I'm using to set my concealer. This is the pressed powder. It's from Black Radiance. So yeah, I'm just going in and like everywhere that there could be oil, I'm just taking it away, blotting it away. Now, I'm not like a makeup artist or anything. I'm not someone that does like crazy makeup looks. Like literally, the colors in this, I don't really do eyeshadow on my day-to-day, but today I was like, okay, this painting is very vivacious. It's very lively. It's very je ne sais quoi, something like I'm just being very extra right now, but no, like I think it's gonna be fun to play around with some of the eyeshadows that I have and just never used. So let's just go ahead and finish setting, especially my T-zone. Jeez Louise. What are some of y'all's favorite makeup products? Even though I feel like we have guys in the chat, but maybe, I don't know, maybe y'all wear makeup too. Okay, so I'm also going to rub some of this powder under my eyebrows because I be getting oily, y'all. So once again, if you just tuned in, I am doing a makeup look inspired by my painting behind me, Harvesters of Love and Light. We did a deep dive into this painting on Tuesday. And so if you want to learn more about it, you can go and watch the live replay. But every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be doing an art-inspired makeup look. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Okay, so next thing that I like to do, right now we're just working on the base. We're working on the base. And so what I used to set my my concealer, like where it will be highlighted, like the highlight areas in my T-zone, I used the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. And y'all, I'm about to reveal something. Don't laugh at me. I told y'all I use everything until it's done. Like, I don't like to hoard stuff. So it's literally like it's almost done. Okay, so next, one of my favorite palettes. I'm a NARS person. I love NARS. Like, I feel like whenever I get to a point where I'm like working with more brands, like I've worked with some brands like as an artist, like doing art shows with them. Like I did a TikTok, I did an art show with TikTok this summer, but I feel like I would love to do more like art activations with beauty brands or fashion brands. Like I would love to do like an art exhibit with like NAR or something, and then they do like they have their makeup artists doing art inspired looks or something. So putting that in the atmosphere, definitely want that to happen. I feel like that would be a really cool collaboration. But okay, so I'm gonna use the NARS. This is the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette. So I love this palette because you really do get a lot of bang for your buck. I think I paid like $45 or $50 for this palette, and so it has like these two bronzers that I use for contour. This is kind of like a highlight and then some eyeshadow, which, hold on, low key, I could use some of these. Like I feel like, what do y'all think? Maybe incorporating like these two, because I think they do match like certain elements of the painting, but we shall see. We'll see about that. Okay, so I'm going to apply this one right here. I'm going to apply that on my cheeks to warm it up. And yes, I'm bringing color back to my face because I feel like when I go in with the concealer and the highlight and all of that stuff, it can take away from my true complexion. So I like to go back in with bronzer. I'm gonna blend all this out, but right now I'm just like sculpting my face a little bit with the bronzer. Hi, if you just tuned in, I'm doing a art-inspired makeup look. So this is my painting from my art gallery here, and I'm just doing some makeup, a look inspired by this painting. And we're gonna see how it goes. Because I like usually do the same makeup look every day, and then even when I go out at night, like it's literally like, oh, maybe I'll add on more blush, but I don't really do like eyeshadow and all that stuff. Okay, so just right now going over with some bronzer that I'm going to blend out once.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, play the music. Like,
I don't know enough about your taste in music. When you hear music you like,
do y'all hear
just
that?
say, I like this.
Alexa
now,
always
pick a
thinks,
station you
Alexa,
like.
stop. Jeez. She always thinks I'm talking to her, and I'm like, baby, I'm on live, okay? That's so funny. Okay, so I think we have bronzed enough. I think that's enough bronzer, and now we need to blend it. Imagine going out. Imagine I just stop right here, and I'm like, all right, we're done. So what I like to use as my all-over face powder is this NARS press powder. This is in the shade Seafront. It is their soft matte advanced perfecting powder. So if you're looking for, I love NARS, like I'm telling y'all, once again, something else that I'm making my way through. Oh wait, I hope she didn't stop the music because I said stop. Yikes. Okay, let me make sure it's still playing. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just blending everything out. I'm gonna turn the music a little bit louder. Okay. How is your Thursday going, y'all? Like, what have y'all been up to? I can't believe the week is almost over. But I'm actually kind of happy. This was a week where I tried out something new. This whole going live every weekday at a certain time. I don't know. I think I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. And I think it's because I've just never really considered the whole concept of influencers. I have some thoughts. I used to work, so I think this is also informed by the fact that I used to work on the corporate side. Like I worked at an advertising agency, and this was when I was living in Manhattan, like right after college. So a little background, I went to Brown University and for my master's and for undergrad, and I studied international political economy, and I was convinced this was how it was going to go. This was what I told myself. I said, I'm going to go to New York, I'm going to work in advertising and public relations, and then I'm going to work on political campaigns and be in some type of Olivia Pope something. That was like the loose plan. And then the pandemic happened, so obviously things changed. But I remember when I was working in, also I'm just chatting it up, but I remember when I was working in like advertising and PR, and the whole concept of influencer marketing was super new at the time. So this was back in 2018, and I was fresh out of college working at this PR firm called Weber Shandwick in Manhattan. And they were like, yeah, like influencer marketing, that's gonna be the future. And I was just like thinking about Foucault. Let me know if you know who Michel Foucault is, this French philosopher who has this whole concept of the panopticon. And like the panopticon and like panoptic societies are just societies that are that use surveillance as a means of discipline and punishment. And so if you feel like very surveilled right now, it's by design. And I just remembered feeling like, wouldn't influencers be like agents of a panoptic government or panoptic corporations? So I think bringing it all back to why I was always hesitant to try to like grow a following, I was just like, oh no, I'm a business owner, like let me focus on that. But I'm realizing now that if I use my platform, if I build a platform, you know, based around my business and use it intentionally and with like the conscious intention of raising the vibration of the earth and encouraging and inspiring people through my art, through my books, through everything that I do, that I feel like that will offset the panoptic structures of these systems. So, yeah. I'm not anti-influencer, but I am also kind of like the concept that something externally would influence me. I don't like that. I like to be sovereign, and I like to encourage people to be sovereign. So even me, even if I say something, go and like even if I encourage you to do something, go and look it up for yourself. Go and say, let me interrogate this. Like, why, what does she have to gain from telling me to do X, Y, Z? Like, those are the kind of critical thinking questions I think more young people need to be asking themselves. Because when you look at corporations, like, and this is as someone who, like I said just now, like if you missed it and you're just tuning in, I worked on the corporate side in advertising and PR, and a lot of money and a lot of manpower goes into psychologically understanding how to manipulate your actions and like manipulate your purchasing power. Like, it's by design, okay? So just, you know, take an extra beat sometimes and think about what is being pushed to you. Take a beat, okay? All right, let me change up the music because I don't know what this is. Okay, so what I just did, I just like added some extra setting powder. This is the Fenty one in Honey. And now I'm gonna just like clean up my eyebrows. My complexion, like my base of my makeup always takes a little bit longer, because if you have a bad base, the whole thing is just fucked up essentially. Sorry, excuse my French, but yeah, that's what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna just like clean up my eyebrows just a little bit. This light is so bright. Even though I've done all this stuff to not look oily, I'm like, this light shining on my face, I think is just being an enemy of progress, but oh well. Okay, if you're just tuning in, hi, welcome. I'm doing art-inspired makeup look by my painting here. So this is the color scheme that we're going to be going for today. Something vivacious, something bold. Okay. This is so relaxing. Okay, so yay! Alright, so now I want to say, what do I usually do? Now that I'm like doing this on camera, I'm like, dang, what do I usually do? Okay, I set and then it's just so different when you're doing something on camera. You're like, what do I usually do? Hi, if you're just joining in, I'm doing an art-inspired makeup look. So I just did my base, but I think I'm going to blend it out just a little bit more. Add a little bit more of a few things. So I'm gonna go back in with this bronzer and just add a little bit more of that onto my cheeks and around my nose. Okay, yeah, much better because I was like, something is off. So one thing I learned when I used to watch Jackie Aina Asamoah, let me not forget, because she is a married woman. I just met her. She is so nice. Oh my god, like, and she's so beautiful. You know those people, like, you see them from across the room and you're like, damn, wow, like, captivating, truly, truly. No notes. But I remember she's the one who taught me about undertones, like when I was younger and first started getting into makeup. So if you're dark skin, brown skin, you have a deeper skin tone like me, you were probably inundated with everything that like had a red undertone. And so the best way to kind of like assess what your undertone is, look at like here and look at your veins. So my tats are like the focus here, but you can't really see. But when I look at my veins, whatever color you see will kind of like help you know what your undertones are. So if your veins are green, you most likely have like olive neutral undertones. Or if you see like blue and green, which also happens for me, you might have like more neutral undertones. I mean, so like with green it's usually olive, and I don't really have like prominent blue veins, but I think I can't remember which one that is. I just know the ones for me, and so it kind of helps when I'm like looking for makeup and stuff. So yeah, just a quick note. Okay, so now we're gonna do the cheeks, or actually let's do the eyes first. Let's do the eyes. Okay, so let's look at this painting here. Let's see. All right, so for the eyes, I'm thinking blue, right? I'm thinking blue because I don't want my entire look to be just orange, red, pink. Like I feel like that would be a lot, especially because I'm already wearing orange. But yeah, I think maybe I could do like a smoky blue look. I'm raw dogging this, y'all. I don't even have Pinterest open. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So we're gonna do this together. Okay. So let me know like what y'all think. Like I'm gonna show y'all the palette, and I actually would like your input, or else I'm gonna just do what I feel like doing. So if you want to be an active participant in today's live, what do you think I should use from this palette? Okay, so mind you, we're doing a look inspired by this painting that I created, okay, called Harvesters of Love and Light. So go check it out. I haven't even done a plug yet. Damn, like I'm slacking. www.alaerelifestyle.com. I own a company. It is an art gallery and fashion boutique. Okay, there, I've done it. Okay. So, okay, I think, okay, let's come back to this. It's a lot of colors happening. So I have another like more muted palette. So I'm feeling like maybe I might use these colors to add to the smokiness, and then have the blue pop in the middle. Let's start with, I'm also trying to see, I think like this one, right? Hold on, just got a notification. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the color. Y'all don't want to be active participants, so it's okay. Maybe you were like, I don't know, just choose it by yourself, girl. So that's what I'm gonna do. Where is my, sorry, I'm looking for my eyeshadow brushes. Ugh. I literally swore that I put them out. Okay, this is gonna be annoying. I don't want to get up and get them. Like I don't want to like get up and leave the live. Okay, that would have been unfortunate. Okay, so I'm gonna use my eyeshadow brushes. I'm gonna use this one to pat in the blue. Okay, like I said, we're winging this. So I think I'm going to use this. Actually, let's hold it up. Because I feel like this blue goes with this one and this one goes with this one. So I might do like a mix. Okay. looking. Very frosty. Interesting. Yeah. So we're just gonna start off with that and then work around it. I feel like it's giving major 2000s energy right now. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, I'm doing a art-inspired makeup look by Harvesters. This look is inspired by my painting behind me, Harvesters of Love and Light. So we talked a lot about this painting on Tuesday because I do go live every weekday at 3 p.m. with different topics for each day. And so on Tuesday, we were doing Heart Behind the Art, where I basically talk about the influences behind my art and like the inspirations and stuff like that. But Harvesters of Love and Light, the message of it, oh wow, that's really bright. I did not know that was gonna be very bright. Oh well, like I said, we're winging this. And just kind of like seeing what would go. But I'm definitely gonna have to blend that out. That is way too bright for me. Okay. But yeah, I'd say Harvesters of Love and Light, the message behind it is pretty much in the title. Like, we are these vessels through which God's divine love and light can flow. And I think that is something that I feel like, you know, my visual storytelling, I want it to always kind of have this high vibrational message. So that's why you see these women intertwined and collectively being these vessels. And then also, like, you see them rooted and grounded in this element of water. We talked a lot about this on Tuesday, so I'm not gonna go like too much into it. But yeah, basically, I wanted there to be this motif of healing from Mother Nature, and then also just being connected to God and being connected to the elements that surround us. It's also inspired by like where my family is from in Nigeria. So my mom is from Bayelsa and my dad is from the Warri Kingdom. And these are both coastal communities in Nigeria. But fun fact, well, maybe not super fun, but the fact about those two places is that's where a lot of the oil in Nigeria comes from. And so because of the oil drilling, this is where I get a little bit nerdy here. I studied this stuff when I was at Brown, and then like it's kind of like why I ended up working at the World Bank, because I wanted to do policy work around stuff like this. But basically, the oil spills do tend to cause a lot of environmental degradation. And so that's why I like to talk a lot about our connection to water in my artwork, because I do feel like I need to be protecting the water spaces and the coastal health of our communities. Okay, so we have that blue, but I feel like it's a little bit bright, so I'm going to like mute it down a little bit with some brown, because it's a little bright for me, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted it to be like kind of like a blue, somewhat smoky, but not like, that looks a lot better. I feel like that was just too much. Okay. So just going in, I'm using this Juvia's Place palette. If you want to check it out. African-owned brand, holla, yeah. Love to support my African-owned brands. But, yeah, okay, so, I feel like I have something in my eye. Oh, I hate when that happens. But yeah, if you just tuned in, we're doing an art-inspired makeup look. This artwork behind me is guiding today's look. So I'm trying my best to incorporate blue in a way that is not crazy looking. So I'm using this palette, and we're just figuring it out, but I don't know if something got caught in my lashes, but we're trying to make it work. Okay. Where are y'all tuning in from? Let me know in the chat if you feel comfortable sharing. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, where it is sunny, Atlanta, okay? Okay, I'm actually kind of liking this. So, I feel like you can see the blue, but maybe instead of doing too much like blue on the top, I do have another way we can incorporate blue into this look. I have these eyeliners from Urban Decay. So this one is like a more, what would they be doing? Okay, can you see it? It's more of like a turquoise blue, and then this one is more of like an actual blue. So I don't know which one would be better to use. Maybe, This is actually harder than I thought. I feel like I'm doing a challenge right now. Like literally trying to see, okay, which blue would look better? Like which blue goes more with this painting, because I need this makeup look to be obviously inspired by this painting. Which one do y'all think? Let me know in the chat if you have a preference, because I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, let me just start like sharpening them and then I'll see. Maybe by that time I'll decide. Oh wait, I don't even know if this needs sharpening. Let's see. Okay, so actually I'll also show y'all what it looks like on my hand, and then we can go from there. Okay. So this is what both of them look like on my hand. I think I'm kind of gonna go with, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the green blue, like the turquoise, this one down here. Okay. Just gonna go in with this underneath my eyes. Okay. I feel like it's giving Alien Superstar, but it's also kind of giving like, I don't know, like it's giving the composition that we see across the African diaspora. Like I feel like what I love about the colors in this painting, which if you're new here, it's guiding today's look. If you can't tell, I'm trying to match the color composition of my painting. But I feel like it looks like Miami. It also gives Cuba, but also gives Barbados, but it gives Cape Verde, it gives Lagos. Like I feel like all of my artwork, I want the color palettes to reflect the African diaspora. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit more pronounced under my eye. Okay, I like how this is looking thus far. Oh wait, I think I know what I'll do. I'm gonna put this blue on top. It'll show up. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do that on top. Okay, so what I just used, if you missed the name of the products, these are the Urban Decay Glide On eye pencils. They do have like a really creamy, sparkly look, so I felt like they were perfect for this look. Okay, so love it so far. I think like for on top of the eyes, I am gonna make it a little bit smokier, just a little bit. I think like maybe I might add in, so there's like magenta purple-ish, like a pink magenta purple in this painting, so I'm gonna try to incorporate that as well. Maybe I'll use this. Maybe I'll use this on top of the eyes, but I'm gonna be very gentle because I feel like I was a little heavy-handed earlier with the blue. Okay. All right, so hi, welcome if you just joined in. What's up? Okay, so I'm doing today, if you are new to the live, I'm doing an art inspired makeup look. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the Juvia's Place. Wait, is that her name? Juvia's Place or Juvia's Palace? Hold on, let me see. Oh, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it's Juvia's Place. Okay, I was like, am I bugging? Juvia's Place palette. So I think I'm gonna use this one. This is the shade Zobo. So I'm gonna like put that on the side in my crease, just to add a little bit more depth to my eyes. Okay. So I feel like it's starting to reflect the colors in the painting. Now, where would I wear this look to? Probably a party. Definitely a party, or like Miami, even though I haven't been to Miami since like 2022, but it's like right there. Have y'all been to Miami? If so, where do you like to go there? Because I want to go to Wynwood. I feel like that's the art central of Miami. Okay, so I'm gonna put this around my crease. I actually kind of like how this is turning out. Okay, you're so beautiful. Thanks for joining in the chat. Hey girl, hey. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm doing an art inspired makeup look. So this painting behind me is kind of guiding what we're doing here. And I'm just doing an eye makeup look, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been winging this because I don't usually do eyeshadow. So this series every Thursday at 3 p.m. Tune in, make sure you subscribe. I do different like types of things every single weekday. But this is also not only like practice for me, but it's definitely a way to like interact with my artwork in a more, I don't know, like I want to live a life that is art inspired, right? I don't want my artwork to just be hanging on my walls. Like I want my artwork to be, you know, something I can live in, something that inspires my day to day. And like that's what I want for my collectors as well. Like the people who do collect my artwork when I do art shows and stuff like that, like I want them to feel like, okay, these are colors that they can incorporate into their life, because I've talked about how I think that vibrance and color is very important. It's part of what makes us unique. It's how we express ourselves as humans. It's what makes life beautiful. Okay, so let me check into the chat. Fabrizio says, "Sei stupenda, maravilhosa." I think that's a compliment. I don't know, what language is that? That's Spanish, right? Je parle français et anglais, so I only know 2 languages. I would love to learn Portuguese and Spanish, though. Maybe Italian. Shoot, I want to learn everything. Okay, so while you look very beautiful in the chat, oh, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Okay, so this is what it's looking like thus far on the eyes. But now every time I put on eyeshadow, I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to like blend it out just a little bit. So I'm going to do that with I'm gonna blend out on top of the eyes a little bit. So it's not too crazy. So I'm just using like the Black Radiance palette for my brown skin gals. Okay, and I'm just like blending out on top. I'm actually really liking this. I don't think I would have thought to combine some of these colors together for an eyeshadow look. So Yeah, okay, so checking into the chat. I'm seeing my name is Talon from Algeria. Hi Talon, thank you for tuning in. Oh my gosh, you're from Algeria? That's really cool. I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian American actually. I'm based in the US, but my family's from Nigeria. I've actually watched, so one of my favorite films is Battle of Algiers. Have you seen it before? The Battle of Algiers, it's this film about the Algerian independence movement. It was really, really cool. Like a really great film. If you want to learn about how Algeria gained independence from France, I highly recommend it. Okay. Not you from Algeria, but anyone who's watching the live and you're like, Algeria? I don't know anything about that country. Well, go watch Battle of Algiers. Really great. Okay, so I'm gonna go in a little bit with like a little bit more of the blue because I think it kind of got lost. And then I'm going to like blend it out a little bit more. But oh my gosh, we're building such like a global community here. Make sure y'all subscribe so that you don't miss out on my lives. So I feel like this is probably a good time to share like what I do daily. So on Mondays, if you missed it, we kicked off this week with ALAERE Book Club. So every Monday at 3 p.m. I'll be doing the ALAERE Book Club. And this month of October, we're reading Your First Million by Arlan Hamilton. I chose this book because I worked in economic development, and I feel like, you know, studying economics, being a business owner and everything, we can learn so much from Arlan Hamilton. She's a venture capitalist, and her fund raises millions of dollars for underrepresented founders. And so I think that a lot of the lessons from her book can be useful for young women who want to create their own businesses and just build generational wealth for themselves and their families. So that's the book that we're reading for the ALAERE Book Club. Make sure you tune in next Monday. We'll be reading from Your First Million by Arlan Hamilton because we're gonna be millionaires, okay? That is the goal. And then on Tuesday, we do Heart Behind the Art. Okay, so checking into the chat. Can you speak Arabic? I can. Ohepek, that means I love you. Oh, okay, I see. So, are you sure? I hope you're not trolling me because I hope you're not telling me to say anything in Arabic that is not good to say. But okay, Ohepek means I love you in Arabic, apparently. Cool. Okay, so I think we're going to chill on the eyes for now. And come back because I want to make sure the rest of the look is still also going well with the painting. Okay, so we did a lot of time on the eyes, we spent some time there. And now for the under eyes, I'm going to kind of go back in and just like take away some of that oil that built up. Fabrizio says, say una pantera. What does pantera mean? I've heard that word before. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look up what y'all are telling me right now on my laptop. I'm glad that we have such a global, cultured community building here. I want my brand to be global. I want my community to be global. Like my book, Force of Nature, is in different countries, but I want YouTube, I want to be able to have like a global community where we all get to learn from each other and share our cultures. So let's see. Se una pantera. What does that mean? I'm looking it up. Okay. Moment of truth. You are a panther is the literal translation, but it refers to a woman who is attractive, strong, confident, daring, and fierce. I like that. I like that meaning. Thank you. John Maldonado says, Eres única, mi amor preciosa de verdad. Is that Portuguese or is that Spanish? Oh, I feel like y'all are saying such really nice things to me right now, so thank you. If it is Portuguese, obrigado. If it's Spanish, gracias. Okay. Someone said my makeup is beautiful. Thank you! Okay, I'm actually like really excited. I'm really liking the eye look. So if you just tuned in, I'm creating a makeup look inspired by my painting that I created behind me. But okay. Now we're gonna do the blush. This is the fun part. We're almost done with the makeup look, but I've been really having a great time talking to y'all. John says it's Espanol. Okay, sorry. I only speak French and English, but okay, John Maldonado in the chat says Espanol. Haha, muy buena la pronunciación. Saludos de Ecuador, preciosa. Okay, so I'm gonna infer that what you just said is you're speaking Spanish and then you laughed at me. And then you said, very nice pronunciation. Hello from Ecuador. Hi. Thank you for joining from Ecuador. I'm happy to have you here. Make sure you subscribe, okay? Because I go live every weekday at 3 p.m. Not every day is going to be makeup though. Like, I just kind of talk about everything I do. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I didn't even finish. So Tuesdays we did Heart Behind the Art, and on Wednesday we did a lookbook where I styled some pieces from my fashion line. And oh my gosh, my lips are getting so dry. I don't like to put on anything before I put on lipstick, but I'm gonna just put a little bit of this on. Okay, much better. Like, my lips were getting super dry from like the powder and stuff. But and then on Thursdays, which is today, I do an art inspired look from the painting that we talked about on Tuesday. So definitely be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of the Alaere Lifestyle TV programs that I'm doing. Okay, so checking back into the chat, John Maldonado says, love your sounds. Gracias, mi amor. Mwah. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do, like I said, blush. I'm like, gosh, where did all my stuff go? This is what I get for just throwing stuff into my makeup drawer and not organizing it. Because now I'm like looking for a specific blush. Okay, so I'm going to use, okay, so checking back into the chat, can you hear the song? Yeah, okay, I'm playing some music in the background. So yeah, there is some music in the background. Okay, so John Maldonado says, Bellissima ame. Oh, thank you. Okay, so John, I know like you're a guy, so I don't know if you're enjoying this makeup look, but thanks for tuning in. So for the cheeks, I'm gonna do something that is more aligned with like the background of the painting, which was this lovely, beautiful, sensual sunset. And I'm gonna start off with Exhibit A from NARS. I would love to work with NARS. Like I said this earlier today. Oh wait, let me show y'all. It's like this orange red color. So it really just, sorry. I forgot that I broke this. Oh well. Anyways, it's this like really pretty red, orange kind of color, and I think it goes really well with the composition of my painting. Okay, so I'm gonna just lightly build that up on my cheeks. But I learned this when I watched a makeup tutorial from Naomi Campbell. She talked about how like you want to put more on like the higher parts of your cheekbones, and so it kind of lifts your face up a little bit. I'm really liking this look. I'm gonna need to go somewhere tonight. I might just need to. Excuse me. Let me get some water. I've been chatting it up. Okay, someone. Okay, let's check back into the chat. Excuse me. John Maldonado says, I'm enjoying totally. You are art. Thank you. Gracias. And someone else says, girl, why are you beautiful? Because God. Because Jesus Christ. Because God. And God has made you gorgeous. God has made you beautiful. Like, because you are in the image of God, you are beauty. Because you're in the image of God, you are perfect, just as you are. And so I want everybody to believe that. Okay, so someone said, listen to the song Tesla by Deedon Clash. That sounds like it's copyright protected, so I can't play it right now, or else my video will get flagged when I upload this. I will upload the replay of this, but I'm gonna type it in. Let's see. Tesla by Deedon Clash. Oh wait, you're typing in Arabic. I can't understand. Okay. But yeah, just going to continue the blush. So what do y'all think? Am I looking like the artwork? I think so. I think we're really incorporating the colors from the art. I'm gonna take some pictures after this because I'm actually liking this look a lot. It's definitely different from my what I typically do. Okay, alrighty. I'm really going in with the blush here. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just kind of like putting the blush. I like to build, okay, so let's pause. Let's pause and talk about technique here. I like to, because of my cheekbones, I really like my cheekbones, so I like to emphasize or highlight my cheekbones a bit more. So I do start with my blush like higher up on my cheekbones. And now I'm gonna put a little bit, just a little bit on my nose. This adds a lot of color to my face. Okay, so this is what we're working with so far. I feel like playing around with makeup is fun because I'm a painter. So as an artist, I do treat my face like just another palette. So that's why I felt like, you know, this might be a fun challenge for me. Okay. Hi, those of y'all who are just joining. Thank you so much for like contributing to the chat and interacting. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. Elle says, girl, why are you beautiful? Oh my gosh, thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. It's this makeup, but it's God. It's God. Maybe it's Maybelline, even though I didn't do any Maybelline products. Okay, so I'm going to do another blush on top of the one that I just did. Okay, John Maldonado says I'm in love. How can you be in love with this stranger? That's so funny. Está quedando increíble. I feel like I added like an Italian accent there. Est-ce que tu parles français? Because we can do that. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of pink blush on top of that first one. Because this is a bold look, okay? We want to look like this painting. I want to look like art. literally. Okay, so I'm putting on, so this is from Lancome. I don't even know the name. I think it's called I've had this for so long. I don't even know, like, I messed up the bag. I don't even know what shade this is, but it is like a pink, and it goes with this color. Okay, so Elle says the board behind is nice. Thank you. This is my original artwork. So this is what we're doing today. We're creating a look, a makeup look based off of my artwork. Okay, so that's why, you know, we're doing this. But I'm gonna just pause real quick and tell y'all a little bit about the artwork, even though we did talk about it on Tuesday and maybe you tuned in for that and so you're like, girl, I already know. This artwork is called Harvesters of Love and Light, and it is available for purchase at ALAERELifestyle.com, which is just my username.com. So that's my company. I own an art gallery and fashion boutique. I am planning on moving from e-commerce and pop-ups to having like an actual physical space. So when you guys purchase my artwork, when you guys purchase my fashion designs, you're helping me get closer to that goal. And yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so we have done a lot of blush, and so now I'm gonna just kind of calm that down a little bit. Let me get really close to the camera. So I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury. This is a setting powder, and it's in deep. And so I'm going to use that to kind of just like set around my face. And this gives it a matte look. So I'm gonna just press that around. Yeah, it's already working. I'm gonna just use that to like blend here. Okay. Hi to those of y'all who are just joining in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm currently here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm an artist and a fashion designer and just making a look based off of my painting here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, my friend, my Arabic friend, my love, I can't play that song. You've been requesting it, but I can't play it because I have to play non-copyrighted music during the stream. Lo siento, sorry. Okay, looking at the chat, John says, brilliant, beautiful girl. Oh, y'all are just really boosting me today. Thank you. Y'all really gassing me today. Gracias, gracias, mi amor. Mwah, mwah, mwah. No, it's okay. It's okay. You're not bothering me. I know you're excited. I can't play it because it'll give my video a copyright strike. If I play music that isn't copyright free, but I did write down the song that you requested, so I'm going to check it out afterwards, I promise. Thank you for suggesting that. You're not bothering me at all. I'm actually very happy to have you here. Y'all are being so fun and like positive in the chat. Of course not. Okay, so I'm going to, everything is almost finished. Like, you know what I cannot like, actually, no, not say I can't stand it, but when everything starts to finish at the same time and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to go back to Sephora and like spend a bag. Oh my gosh, and my birthday's coming up next week, so I'm like, I need to like re-up on all my makeup, but okay, I'm gonna like spray that, set it, and this was Milk Makeup, the Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So this just kind of like sets everything together, and like after this settles in a little bit, I'm gonna go over with more setting powder because now I'm really glowy, which is fine. Nothing wrong with glowing, it's just I kind of like more of like a satin finish. So I'm gonna where did it go? I'm looking for where I put my other setting powder. Okay, so to take away some of this glow, I'm going to, actually, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go in with this Juvia's Place setting powder called Cookie Dough. And I'm going to take away all of that excess shine that I just added with my setting spray. Okay, so this is like a light brown translucent setting powder, but I like to put this on after setting spray because it is really dry. Like, you know how different setting powders have different consistency? Yeah, this one is really dry. But I think it does a really good job of like blurring everything. Ooh, I like it. I think I am looking like my painting. So let's get into the eyes. It's definitely giving Alien Superstar. Okay. So yeah, I'm liking this so far, and then very soon we're gonna head on over to the lips, and then we're gonna call it quits for today. But I'm gonna go over with on my cheeks Orgasm X. This is the Orgasm shade from NARS. Which, speaking of, okay, so earlier I was talking about products that have been discontinued. And I really like this shade, right? Which is this blush. It's this blush from NARS. It's like really sparkly. You can't really see, but it goes well with the painting, so that's why I'm using it. But they had this like illuminator from NARS called Orgasm, and I loved it when I was in college. This was like years ago, and they discontinued it, and I'm like, why do these brands like to discontinue things that everybody likes? Like, why? Okay, so let's just check in. I'm gonna go back in over with a little bit of bronzer because that setting powder did take a little bit of the color away. But yeah, I'm gonna just go over with some setting powder, a pressed powder from NARS once again. Okay, John Maldonado says, no puede ser tanta belleza. Love it. Okay, wait, what does that mean? No puede. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm trying to like see if I can deduce what it means. Okay. So, we're going to go in with some highlighter. Okay, almost done with the look. Thanks for those of y'all who are tuning in and chatting it up in the chat. I appreciate y'all for engaging. Be sure to subscribe I go live every weekday at 3 p.m. So I'm just putting in some highlighter in the corner of my eye and down the bridge of my nose. Actually, I want to put it under my eyebrows, but I'm not going to use this brush. I'm going to use like a flat brush. And then, so this is from Huda Beauty. Like I told y'all, I like to use everything till it's done. I've already used these two up, so now it's time to use the other two. But I'm just going to put some highlight under my eyebrow. So this and the painting, that is the inspiration, is the painting I created behind me. Okay, so definitely gonna take some pics after this. I feel like, y'all, I never do eyeshadow. Okay, so checking into the chat, John, this one that you're really interacting, I hope you've subscribed. Okay, so he said, cannot be so much beauty in you. Love it. Thank you, gracias. Okay, let's see. We'll just put a little bit more. Okay. So I am, oh Lord, I feel like someone trying to bring some negativity into the chat. Let's look it up. Let's look it up because I feel like there's a lot. So Camilla, I'm gonna ignore your message because I don't know, I'm not exactly sure the intent, but I feel like I always have to make this announcement at every juncture of the live that this is a positive space. If you send me negativity, it will go back to you and your future generations 100-fold. If you send me love and light and positivity, it will also go back to you and your future generations 100-fold. So think twice before you come to my live with negative intent. That's all I have to say. Okay, so that is all. Okay, so all right. I just feel like I always have to do the disclaimer because sometimes I don't really know what people's intentions are when they say certain things. So I'm like, all right, let me just let y'all know. Let's have positive vibes. Okay, so okay, you said it's a good thing what you just said. All right, I'll take your word for it then. Thank you. Thank you. Because we want to keep it high vibrational, y'all. I feel like the internet, it can be a little bit scary sometimes, like going live, because you never know. People can be really mean on the internet, but then people can also be really nice. So it's like, that can be the positive thing, but child, I feel like I have to just let y'all know, like, don't be coming over here with no negativity, no hateration in this danceration. Okay, so I think for the most part, everything is good. Now we're going to do the lips. So for the lip, I'm going to go, okay, actually I'm going to show you guys some options. I actually have a few options here. I'm thinking for the lips, I definitely feel like it needs to be like a deep red, not red, but like violet, like plum, maybe plum. So I'm going to line my lips first and then we can go from there. Okay, so let's line the lips. Okay. Okay, so we're lining, and then I think we can go from there. So I don't want it to be too purple because in here we do have like more of like a pink, and I feel like the lips should be like a pink red. I wish I had the tools and the know-how to do like a what's it called? To do like a gradient, like an ombre lip. But one day I'll be able to do that. Okay. So for the lip, I think I'm gonna use this pink color. Let's see. Ooh, yay. Okay, I think we are done with today's look. So I'm gonna kind of like overline my lips just a little bit. Okay. Yay! All Alrighty, so, oh wait, I actually didn't even show you guys what I used. Okay, so I used this lip liner from MAC Cosmetics. It's, it is not brand new, hence the appearance. And then I used this like random lip gloss from Pearlescence. I just got this at like TJ Maxx some time ago. I don't even know, like I don't think it's like a major brand or anything, but I think, oh wait, I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to do one more thing. Okay, so on my cheeks, I forgot to do like a little bit of, not concealer, of highlight. So we're gonna just do a little bit of highlight. And now I feel like the look is complete. Okay. Alrighty, so how did we do? Actually, wait, hold on. I feel like I'm always like, wait. Because I really want to like make sure that this look looks inspired by the painting behind me. So I want to make sure it's actually giving that. So I want to make sure everything looks how it should look. And then we can really just be like, okay, we are done. We're done. So just touching up some places. This is the Glossier Brow Flick. Okay. Alrighty, so this was a little bit difficult, I can't lie, because I don't really usually do eyeshadow, but this is the look. All up in the camera. Okay, and this is the painting that inspired today's look. So actually, let me see. Let me try to like stand up. Okay, so let me move my chair. Okay, so this is the look. Yay! All right, so I decided to like wear orange, and yeah, the orange look is inspired by the sunset. Also, wait, hold on, this fit is cute. This fit is definitely cute, but yeah, thank you so much for those of y'all who stuck around for the live. This was really fun, so I'm gonna show y'all, like, let me bring that up close. Not the light in the middle. Oh my gosh, the reflection. But this is my painting called Harvesters of Love and Light. So here's an up close look, and then here's a close up of me. So I feel like I did a good job. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like I tried my best. So yeah, I think this was really fun. Hold on, let me make sure that this doesn't fall. So yeah, like, this look is definitely inspired by this painting here. If you want to become a collector of my artwork, check out www.ALAERELifestyle.com, where you can shop my original artwork as well as my fashion line, Alaere. And I'll be launching the Alaere Manifesto magazine this month. So yeah, okay. Hold on, let me not block the painting. So I just hope that everyone who tuned in today, I hope you had a great time. We chatted it up a bit. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Camilla, you just joined recently, but shout out to you. John, my friend from Algeria. Let's see, who else joined into the chat? Fabrizio, Jacob, all of y'all, thanks so much for tuning in. So like I said before, let me turn down the music just a little bit. Actually, no, let me just change it. Okay, so if you want to catch me every weekday, I go live every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Mondays are Alaere Book Club. Tuesdays are Heart Behind the Art. Wednesdays are the Alaere Fashion Lookbook. Thursdays are days like today where I do art-inspired get ready with me. And yeah, Friday is going to be paint and chill with me in my studio. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. It's supposed to be like a paint and sip, but I think the only thing I'm gonna be sipping on is coffee or tea. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. Check out my website, www.alaerelifestyle.com. And mwah, love y'all. Bye.